Okay, so we're going to open the box and see what's inside. Move all this to the side. So first of all, I'm going to look at the power brick, and it has a chart here to show you the battery levels, and when you're charging, it has an indicator here to show you. So when it's fully charged, it's going to turn green. As well, we have the slotting here where the cable goes inside. So this end goes into your socket, this goes into the battery, and this just goes in here as well. So I'll put this to the side, and we're going to look at the battery next. So the battery, this connector part goes into the strobe. We have a push lever here where if you want to take out the battery from the strobe, you just push it down, and so this lock goes in and you just push it out of the strobe. And on this end we have a button where when you press, it's going to show you the level that your battery is at. If it's fully charged, it's going to be green and go all the way up here. When it's low, it's going to go down to red. And if you want to charge, just bring this thing out, and there's a slot where this pin goes inside, like so. We have the bulb itself. It's enclosed in this glass, and so you can touch it with your fingers. Nothing will happen. It has these metal connectors that would fit into the strobe. This is the strobe itself. We have this protector which you can use after you fix the bulb. So this is a slot where the bulb goes in, and this case protects it. So I'm just gonna. This is the end that the battery goes in, and so you just slide the battery inside here as well. We have a sync port here, so you have a micro USB and then the normal pin, and we have a wireless receiving port here also. If you have a receiver, you can just slide that in. So we have this lever here where you can push to turn and then bring out the cover. Otherwise, when you lock it, it's pretty secure, I guess. But I mean, it's not gonna come out until you slide this lever and then turn and bring it out. I'm gonna turn on the strobe right about now. So you just press and hold this button and the strobe comes on. But one reason why I like this strobe is, let me just go ahead and bring the triggers in here. So I have a Canon trigger. This I've been using for about 2 years, and so everything on it is right about lost. But I have another one for a Sony camera that I use sometimes, and there's another trigger that I have for a Nikon. And what I love about this strobe and all these triggers is, if you're doing different kind of shoots and you have different kind of cameras, and maybe you all want to have like trigger the same strobe, it's easy for you to do that. Or if you decide to switch from Canon to Nikon or Sony, I think Fuji, all you have to do is just buy a trigger, and you don't need to buy a strobe that is made for those brands. The trigger itself can trigger the strobe when you have that. And so I'm going to test it right now with the Nikon. I'm going to turn on the Nikon and ensure that it's in the same group. So when I do a test, you notice automatically that the wireless symbol changes from whatever it was to Nikon, and when I test, it's going to trigger. When I bring the Sony as well, you can see there's an X1TS that shows that it's for Sony. And so when I trigger, when I turn it on and trigger, okay, I think you have to be quite a bit far away from the strobe, because when you're close, it doesn't trigger. You just have to bring it a little bit further away. So it changes to Sony, and it means whatever Sony camera I'm shooting with would be able to trigger the strobe. I'm gonna turn on the last one, which is my Canon trigger. It's the same X1. It's a bit old, and so all the text on it is gone. But when I trigger as well, it's going to change to a C. So whatever camera you have, you just need to make sure you get the trigger for the camera. You don't need to get a new strobe, and you'll be able to trigger your light. So what I'm going to talk about next is, this one can be modified with whatever Bowen's mount modifier you have. So I use a Godox Octa or a Photodiox, one of my favorites, and you can use an umbrella. So the umbrella goes into the slot right here. So all you do is turn this knob, and it's gonna loosen. I don't know if you can see it, but it's gonna loosen up in here, and then you can just fix your umbrella through there. One other thing is, just turn this lever and you can lift, and so you can change the orientation of the light so it can bend or you can face straight, or you can even look all the way up. So this is on a stand. You can change the angle, the position of the strobe. So one other feature I like about the strobe is the fact that you have a modeling lamp and you can go in 3 steps of brightness. So this is the first step. You notice it's written here as 1. Tap it again, it's going to go to the second step, which is slightly brighter, and the third. One other reason why I love this strobe is the fact that you can do high-speed sync, and you have so many groups that you can put the strobe in, and it has different levels of power as well. This is a 600 watt strobe, and so I'm able to use it for indoor shoots and outdoor shoots, and it goes all the way from 1/128 all the way up to full power, and this can last for 550 shots on full power. So most of the time I don't shoot full power. Sometimes the maximum I think I have shot with the strobe is about half power, and I've been able to use it for an entire shoot. The battery lasts very, very long, especially when you charge it properly. I think it's run out after 2 full days of shooting, and that's another reason why I bought the same strobe again, because I love everything about it. It's strong, it's sturdy, it just does the job. So one other reason why I love the strobe is especially because of the price. Like, we get so much out of this strobe for the price point compared to other brands, and the fact that this can be modified with any bones mounted, so with a Godox, Impact, whatever bones mount strobe that modifier that you have, you can modify the strobe with. And because of the wireless system, you're able to use one trigger to control this strobe, to control the D850 flash, to control the AD200, and many other flashes that are using the same remote system. And the fact that you can use different triggers, so this one is for Nikon, this one is for Sony, and one for Canon, and you don't need to buy like a brand new strobe which is customized for those brands. One other thing is the price point. At $540, I think you're really getting a lot out of this strobe. It's well made, it's compact, and that's how come I have 2 of these. So if you found this video to be useful, you can like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, just so you're notified of any other videos that I have that I make concerning unboxings or stuff like these. And I will see you in the next video.